Just hear those sleigh bells jingling, ring ting tingling too. Come on, it's lovely weather for a sleigh ride together with you. Outside the snow is falling and friends are calling you. Come on, it's lovely weather for a sleigh ride together with you.
Merry Christmas, everyone! Today, A stands for Animated Christmas Lights. And today, I'm here to tell you about a Christmas movie you've probably never heard about. The movie I'm talking about is called Christmas Again. It's a small indie film from 2015 which initially started off as a Kickstarter. It's got about a 6.6 on IMDb, and if you ask me, it's a decent movie to watch. This is going to be a spoiler-free review about the movie so you can still enjoy it. So with that, let's get into the film. I want to start off by saying I really enjoyed the story of this film. It's not a typical Christmas romance get-together movie, even though the tags for the movie are drama/romance. It's more like a realistic representation of what the majority of lonely young adults spend Christmas time like. It's really what a Hallmark movie would be if it happened in real life. There's no unbelievable coincidences or stretched plot points, but there are nice surprises and strange things that happen that could very well occur in the real world. The plot itself is usually not in your face about specific details. There's a lot of reading between the lines and making connections for some of the events during the film. But the movie usually lets you catch up and gives you enough to piece together the major plot points of the movie. I thought that the characters in this movie were great. I loved the main character. He's easily the most developed character of the whole movie, as it should be. Even though there were some melodramatic scenes I thought weren't necessarily the best, I still really liked how he was developed and changed through the movie. The supporting cast is good. None of them really stood out to me or anything, but their presence was pretty strong in the film. My favorite by far were the side characters we meet in this movie, most of them just people buying a Christmas tree, but there are some instances where we meet others by random happenings, and I think all of them are a great addition to the film.
Ask, are they all this wide? Do you have any skinnier trees? Huh? Do you have any skinnier trees?
I enjoyed the setting of this movie, oddly enough, mostly because of how simple the director keeps it. The movie is so centralized around this camper and Christmas tree alleyway where we start out, but it jumps around and introduces just enough new settings to keep you from getting bored of the same spot. Another thing, which may seem a little random, was the dialogue between the characters. There were a lot of lines in the movie in which characters would say as few words as possible, but somehow say a whole lot more with what they weren't saying. It's kind of a random thing, but it adds so much more to the movie and its characters.
What do you think?
Oh, it's kind of big. I don't think we have that much room.
What are you talking about? We got 8-foot ceilings.
You do?
We bought from you last year.
Oh, great.
Is that nice girl still working here?
Not this year.
Oh, and can I just say the title of this movie is amazing? Just the two words separated by a comma somehow tell the viewer so much for the vibe that this movie gives off. Christmas Again. Telling us that we are in the time of celebrating Christmas. But the smug comma between the two words, as we read it with a pause, Christmas Again, sounds more like a reminder, almost a painful reminder that it is once again Christmas time, and we have to celebrate it because everyone else is also celebrating, even though we probably don't have good enough reasons to celebrate anything at all. We're just some guy selling Christmas trees out of a camper on the side of the road. I've said too much already. If you don't realize it, it's a wonderful title. If you don't think so, read it out loud for yourself. Now, the movie as a whole I liked a lot, but it still had some things that bugged me. There's really only two main things I had an issue with. Pacing is the first of those two things. There's not a whole lot of consistency, and from the start, it can feel like we're slugging along. Then, by the end of the movie, it can feel like 40 minutes got crammed into 10 minutes. Really, the main issue is that the movie takes a while to introduce the main character and the world around him. There's not really any plot devices until about 18 minutes into the movie. So with the intro so drawn out, it's no wonder it can feel a little slow. After that, the movie kind of settles back down, and the next real plot point doesn't really happen until just over halfway through the movie. It's these random sort of empty time between the plot moving forward that can feel really slow. But the director does a great job of distracting the viewer. There's tons of nice shots, good little details, new settings, and small conflicts that distract you from these sort of lacking in-between moments. And let me clarify, I don't hate how slow the story is. It's mostly just a warning that this movie does take some time to get started, so make sure you sit back and enjoy everything it has to show you. That's really it for pacing. Let's talk about the next issue I had, the soundtrack. At first, I was really confused on how I was supposed to feel about the soundtrack. At times I could see random creepy and off-putting during the movie. There are certain scenes that seem like they have absolutely no chemistry with the music being played behind them. Those scenes stick out like a sore thumb because of the soundtrack. But for every other scene, the music is unique or festive enough to blend into the background. And props to this director for putting some real gems into the movie. Some of the songs are old classics. It's obvious a lot of effort went into picking the songs. But there were some scenes I couldn't help but think that the movie was turning into a psychological 90s thriller. Really, it's only a few scenes, but you'll know what I mean when you see it. Those are really my two biggest gripes, which are far nowhere horrible things. It's easy to see that the stuff this movie has going for it outweighs the bad. There's a few other small gripes I had, like weird editing choices of random cuts. There's really not enough to point them out, but it was just something that bothered me. But that's pretty much it. If you're in the neighborhood for a nice indie Christmas film with a good mix of drama, romance, slice of life, then this is a wonderful movie for you. Definitely go watch it. It's available on Amazon Video, free for Prime members. And if you're not a member, then just rent it for $3.99. Alright, so that's the end of the video. We've got through the review. Did I convince you enough to watch it? Hopefully. But just a quick announcement I wanted to make. We're going to be splitting our channel into two. So the first channel will still be the same, TNA Films, and we'll also have another one called TNA Reviews. And there will be links and stuff in the description. It's not exactly ready yet. We don't really have any videos posted on the second one, but the link will be there just in case. So, thanks for watching everyone, and make sure you subscribe for more TNA Films.